Hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. Thanks for joining us on Thoroughbred Racing's only national recap show. We've got two Grade 1 filly races to feature for you this afternoon. Let's start first at Belmont Park, New York. The 77th running of the Coaching Club American Oaks. Final leg in New York's Triple Tierra Series for 3-year-old fillies. Here are the conditions of racing. It's Grade 1, the purse $250,000. A mile and a quarter the distance. 3-year-old fillies. Let's meet the ladies now. Field of 5. From the rail, Future Pretense 14-1. Finished third in the recent post-Deb Stakes at Monmouth. Dispute, there's the Kentucky Oaks winner, the second choice in the field. Silky Feather, winner of the New Orleans Oaks at the Fairgrounds. Then in standard equipment and the race favorite, Sky Beauty, as she attempts to become just the 8th filly to win the Triple Tierra Series in New York. Here's the call now from Tom Durkin.
They're off in the Coaching Club American Oaks. Dispute comes out quickly. Sky Beauty had an uneventful start and is right there on the outside. And then it's Silky Feather who comes out running third. Future Pretense is back to 4th in the early going, and the early trailer will be standard equipment. Dispute the leader, but Sky Beauty is right there to shadow her as they make their way toward the backstretch. Silky Feather sitting just off the two favorites as they make their way into the backstretch. The opening quarter-mile mark unposted on the board. Up the backstretch now, and it is Dispute with a short lead. Sky Beauty, the big favorite, right there alongside as they vie for the lead down the backstretch. Dispute holding a short lead. Mike Smith sticking right with them with Sky Beauty. 4 lengths back to Silky Feather. Big gap back to Future Pretense and standard equipment. The opening quarter did go in 24 seconds flat as they continue midway down the backstretch now. It's still Dispute and Sky Beauty. Sky Beauty moving easily with Dispute. And now Mike Smith is making a move now. He's creeping closer to Dispute with Sky Beauty as they enter the far turn. They are stride for stride now. The half one in 47 seconds flat on the far turn. Dispute and Sky Beauty are matching strides now. Those two in perfect tandem on the turn, and Sky Beauty has taken a short lead, but Dispute is right there to counter. It's 4 lengths back to Silky Feather. They're 3 furlongs from the wire, and Sky Beauty is a short lead. Mike Smith still conserving her as they come toward the top of the stretch. Dispute trying to stay with the big favorite. By the back, Silky Feather, then Future Pretense, standard equipment as they turn for home here at Belmont Park in the Coaching Club American Oaks. It is Sky Beauty now who's beginning to get away. Mike Smith takes a peek back for the competition, and it is Sky Beauty now in front by 3 with a furlong to run here. Future Pretense is mounting a late challenge on the outside. Now Smith resorts to the whip on Sky Beauty. Future Pretense looking for a big upset. Sky Beauty and Future Pretense, and Sky Beauty holds to win by a half length.
Sky Beauty wears the Triple Tierra with her win in the Coaching Club American Oaks. That goes with her 5-length victories in the Acorn and the Mother Goose. Great fillies owned by Georgia Hoffman, trained by Hall of Famer H. Allen Jerkins, ridden by Mike Smith. Sky Beauty, a daughter of Blushing Groom out of the Jinsky mare, Maple Jinsky. Well, after the race, we got the comments from the winning trainer and rider about the big victory.
Yeah, I was a little concerned when he was looking around. The horse came on the outside, you know. I know he's a great rider and everything, so I thought we had to, you know. But I don't like to see them look around that much.
I knew that if that horse come to me that she would go because she was looking around. She had all ears, just going back and forth, just playing, taking it all in and looking around. And like I said, as soon as that filly got to me past the wire, she just galloped out, drew back away from her again. So I knew I had plenty left.
Sky Beauty now joins an elite group of 8 fillies who have swept the New York Triple Tierra Series, including Ruffian, Dark Mirage, and the last filly to do it, Open Mind in 1989. Well, as we go to our first break, let's take a look at the nation's top 10 thoroughbreds in training now from the Thoroughbred Racing Communications Weekly National Poll. Top 3 remain the same. The big move made by Sky Beauty, jumping from 6th to 4th in the national poll. Well, more Grade 1 action for the fillies this past weekend. Let's head west now to Hollywood Park for the Grade 1 Hollywood Oaks. It's for 3-year-old fillies going 1 mile and 1/8, the purse $200,000, and here is the field of 9 now. On the rail, Swazi's Moment at 7, Likeable Style, winner of the Honeymoon, the 3-5 favorite, Fit to Lead at 8-1, winner of the Grade 2 Princess has Chris McCarran. Hollywood Wildcat from Florida at 16, fondly remembered, Added Asset, her big prices there. Rounding out our field, Nortina, Passing Vice, and from Ron McAnally's stable, Adoradar. Now for the call of the Hollywood Oaks, here's Trevor Dedman.
He'll
for the Hollywood Oaks. Sent on their way. They came off to a beautiful beginning. They came out as one. Fit to Lead goes straight to the starter. Doradar on the outside. And now there goes Hollywood Wildcat in the red cap to join them. And Added Asset right there. The pacer. Fast one early on. Likeable Style. One from the rail is settling in. 4 lengths off the leaders. Been passed by Swazi's Moment down at the rail. Doradar now up on her outside. Here's Nortina in the red colours. 9 lengths off the leaders. Just in behind her comes Fondly Remembered, and Passing Vice's last. 10 off the lead. Onto the backstretch they go. Chris McCarron has Fit to Lead, taking them along just over a length. The pace still a good one. In second is Hollywood Wildcat, and then back to Added Asset third, Doradar fourth. Likeable Style is racing fifth, 5 lengths off the leaders. Swazi's Moment inside of her, and Passing Vice starts to run up on the outside of Likeable Style down the back stretch. Nortina and Fondly Remembered, 2 long shots of the last 2. They pass the half-mile pole, and Fit to Lead still going very smoothly out here, has it by a length. Chris McCarron just peeps behind to see what's going on. Hollywood Wildcat starts to cut into a lead just a little. Then we come back to Added Asset, but she's already been ridden and not finding. A Dorifar third. Let's see. Likeable Style is still quite a long way back here. She's in 7th, about 8 off the lead. A quarter of a mile left to run, and Fit to Lead is going on, tackled by Hollywood Wildcat. And Hollywood Wildcat in the red cap now goes up to get the lead from Fit to Lead. Then it's 4 back to Doradar. Likeable Style, just not the Likeable Style we know today. She's not firing a yard. They run for home, and Hollywood Wildcat and Eddie Dalahousie have the lead from Fit to Lead. And it's Hollywood Wildcat kicking clear now. And Hollywood Wildcat, the daughter of Chris S., takes the Hollywood Oaks.
How about this upset? The Florida-bred filly with a California name, Hollywood Wildcat, comes from Calder Racecourse in South Florida to take Hollywood Park Top Filly Race. The 3-year-old daughter of Chris S. out of the Mr. Prospector mare Miss Wildcatter is owned and bred by Irving and Marjorie Cohen, trained by California conditioner Neil Drysdale, who just got this filly 10 days before the race. Eddie Dalahousie was the rider. The favorite in the race, Likeable Style, ran 5th. We'll have our national race recap featuring the oldest continually run stakes race in North America, and also a feature on the breakdowns in thoroughbred racing, why they happen, and what can be done about them. Welcome back on the Digest. Let's begin this week's race recap with Canada and North America's oldest continually run stakes race, the 134th Queen's Plate. It's Canada's Kentucky Derby, the start of their Triple Crown for the 3-year-old Canadian breds. Trainer Roger Atfield looking for his 6th Queen's Plate with 2 entrants, Kinghaven Farms' Cherry Knight and American-owned Earl Max Peetsky, who's been on the lead since the break. Now from Sunday's CBC telecast, here's Woodbine track announcer Dan Loisel.
They come to the quarter pole. Peetsky by 3 lengths. Circulating his second, Explosive Red. And Seymour's asking Cherry Knight now. They're 4 lengths off of Peetsky as they turn for home. It's Peetsky by 4 lengths. Cherry Knight is second. Explosive Red is third. Jean Raffo and circulating. They come to the final 16th. Peetsky is going to wire the field in the Queen's Plate. He goes to the front and makes every pole a winning one. Peetsky, a decisive winner of the Queen's Plate.
History made in Canada's historic Queen's Plate as Earl Mack, former chairman of the New York Racing Association, becomes the first American resident to win Canada's most famous race. The owner of Peetsky. The trainer Roger Atfield has been to that winner's circle many times. 6 times he's won the plate. Jockey Craig Brett, his 2nd victory there. Peetsky is son of the 1978 American Triple Crown champion of Fern. The key to the victory, able to slow the pace down, quarter 23 and 4, half 47 and 4, the mile 137 and 1 second. The other Atfield trainee, Cherry Knight. Back here in the States on Saturday, another trainer trying to extend a rather impressive winning streak at Hollywood Park. Brian Maybury has won the 6-furlong $100,000 Landalusi for 2-year-old fillies 4 times in the last 5 years, including the last 3 in a row. His hope for 93, Rhapsodic in the green and pink.
A quarter of a mile to go, and Miss Gibson County is kicked through at the rail. Becky's Appeal on the outside. Spiritual Path losing ground in Frigid Coed. Something wrong with Dance with Grace today. Raced very erratically, and Dance with Grace far, far back. They come through the lane, and Trainer Bob Baffert now has 2 in front. Down at the rail at Miss Gibson County. Becky's Appeal, but here comes Rhapsodic to get them both. Rhapsodic from far back has come through under Eddie Dalahousie, and Rhapsodic wins the Landalusi.
Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Moss's Rhapsodic comes home at odds of 5-1, keeping their trainer Brian Mayberry's winning streak alive. He's now won the last 4 Landaluces in a row, 5 of the last 6 editions of the race. The victory, the first of Rhapsodic's 3-race career, a daughter of Dixieland Band out of Tamanaco Bay, a $90,000 Keeneland purchase, ridden by the new Hall of Fame jockey Eddie Delahousse. To New York now, Saturday at Belmont Park for the $112,000 Tom Fool. The odds-on favorite, Fly So Free, looking for his first stakes victory in almost 2 years. He's coming off a 4th-place finish in the May 31st Met Mile. Here's Tom Durkin with the Tom Fool.
Blare of trumpets still there, holding on to a 2.5 length advantage. Loach is running second. Take Me Out on the outside. Toward the inside, Fly So Free. Bird on the Wire is making a big run now. He was well back early and has drawn within 3 lengths of the lead. They're coming to the top of the stretch. It's Blare of Trumpets with the lead. Bird on the Wire closing fast on the outside. Take Me Out, Fly So Free, bumping there with Take Me Out. Loach has dropped back to 5th. They're coming to mid-stretch. Bird on the Wire. Bird on the Wire's in front by 3, and Fly So Free coming after him now. Take Me Out is 3rd. Bird on the Wire in front. Fly So Free, Take Me Out, and they're coming down to the line, and Bird on the Wire did it with a strong rally on the far turn.
10-1, Bird on the Wire goes from last to first to beat the favorite Fly So Free by a length and 3/4, a new stakes record time, 1:20-4 in the Tom Fool. The jockey who would win Sunday's Queen's Plate, Craig Perrette, was in the irons. Bird on the Wire, who's now won 3 of 7 stakes this year, is by Proud Birdie out of Silk and Wrapper, trained by Philip Surfy for owner Robert Kaufman. Saturday's 8th at Illinois' Arlington International, the $100,000 round table for 3-year-olds going 1 1/8 over the turf. The Arlington crowd made California juvenile winner Like It Till Hill the favorite here after he finished second recently in both the Spotlight Breeders' Cup and the Will Rogers.
Here's Like It Till Hill up to take command, and Like It Till Hill now has the lead by just a neck. And Star Turner is trying to thread his way through heavy traffic as well, moving up now on the outside in second as they turn for home. Seattle Moore tiring, dropping out of it, and Lieutenant Pinkerton is moving wide as they come off the turn, and it's charging toward the front, but Star Turner is on the outside to put the test to Like It Till Hill. Crosswood moves up the rail. Lieutenant Pinkerton is charging on the outside. Here's Lieutenant Pinkerton up to take the lead. Snake Eyes from way back. Lieutenant Pinkerton, Snake Eyes is charging to get him. Snake Eyes on the outside, nails him.
On the outside, second choice Snake Eyes and jockey Roberto Ramos kick in the afterburners, coming all the way back from 12th to win the round table by a neck over Lieutenant Pinkerton. Behind those two, the 6-5 favorite Like It Till Hill. The round table, the second straight stakes win for Snake Eyes, who won Arlington's Isaac Murphy a few weeks ago. Another winner for the stallion Dixieland Band. He also sired Landaluce winner Rhapsodic out in California. Snake Eyes trained by Steve Morgan for owner Melvin Eisenstein. Here's another turf stake result to show you. The grade 3 mile and a 16th Oceanport handicap at Monmouth Park, where Millhouses furiously recorded his first stakes win on the grass and set a new course record doing it by 2/5 of a second. Trainer Shug McGahee handles this Danzig colt, who led for nearly the entire race, finally winning by a length and 1/4 over the European Adam Smith. Well, called racing's most innovative program since the Breeders' Cup, the American Championship Racing Series, a national event for older handicap horses with a multi-million-dollar person bonus plan, will be terminated at the conclusion of this 1993 season. There are 3 events left in this 3rd year of the ACRS, all to be televised here on ESPN. Next, the July 24th Island Handicap, followed by the Pacific Classic at Del Mar in August, and in September, it winds up with the Woodward Stakes. Dave Vance, the chairman of the ACRS, announced that the participating racetracks unanimously decided to end the series. Expanding the Thoroughbred Racing Associations are examining new alternatives, they say, and different initiatives. The ACRS will be done after this year. Now for the Breeders' Cup Horse of the Week, a Breeders' Cup nominated horse which won a Breeders' Cup Budweiser Special Staker Premium Stakes race. And this week's honoree, Via Borghese, winner of the July 4th Rockingham Budweiser Breeders' Cup race, Rockingham Park in New Hampshire. The 4-year-old filly is by Seattle Dancer out of the Arctic Turn mare, Angel Sarah. Via Borghese is owned by Malcolm E. Parrish, bred in Kentucky by Panama Foreign Traders and Bedford Farms. Her trainer, Angel Penna Jr., the rider, bringing her to the finish line here is the Hall of Famer George Velasquez. It was Via Borghese's second special stakes win this year after winning at Hialeah. At Rockingham, her victory worth $63,330, $30,000 from the Breeders' Cup Fund. And here's this week's schedule of Breeders' Cup sponsored races. Okay, handicappers, it's your turn. Bob Newmeyer joins us now to talk about how to play an odds-on favorite.
The question is, what do you do with 3 to 5 shots? Well, 99 times out of 100, you're going to pass them, no matter how good they look on paper. Go for a soft drink or a hot dog. But every once in a while, there comes along a golden opportunity where you can bet against a 3 to 5 shot with absolute confidence. Such was the case 1 week ago today at Hollywood Park. The race, the Valkyr Handicap, for fillies and mares at 5.5 furlongs, and this is the key, on the turf. The 3 to 5 shot was a horse named Night Prospector. Marvelous filly, had won 3 in a row, a world of speed, set a track record in her last. But the key here, all 3 of those races were on the dirt. She had only 1 turf form in her form, and that was last year when she was off the board in 1 1/16. In that race, she could not even make the lead. On the other hand, Belle Starlet was in the Valkyr, and she was a turf specialist. 24 starts, 8 wins, 7 seconds, stakes placed in her last in a Grade 1 race in California. With a race on the turf, Belle Starlet, in my opinion, was an absolute steal at 2 to 1.
Night Prospector's in deep water. In behind that comes Bountiful Native and Belle Starlet the Grey. Jetting with Kennedy, getting weary. Here's the Grey, Belle Starlet taking over now. Bountiful Native, Night Prospector, just not her day. She's going to run near last, and it's going to be Belle Starlet to take the Valkyr. Belle Starlet, the daughter of Belle Bolide, under a hand ride from Gary Stevens, wins it well. Bountiful Native second. Price's Picture was third.
The lesson here is simple. Turf form and dirt form are not often interchangeable. Turf and dirt are like apples and oranges. They're 2 different surfaces. And on that day in the Valkyr, Night Prospector was a throwout at 3 to 5. Belle Starlet was a great price at 2 to 1. And that's just not redboarding. That's good, sound handicapping common sense. I'm Bob Newmeyer for the Thoroughbred Digest.
Thank you, Bob, for the common sense. So Thoroughbred Racing was hit hard by the critics after the breakdowns and deaths this spring of Union City in the Preakness and the favorite Prairie Bayou in the Belmont during the Triple Crown. To discuss the problems of breakdowns in racing, we did a feature in our Ohio Derby telecast on ESPN with renowned veterinary equine surgeons Dr. Larry Bramlage and Dr. Nat White. The discussion started with the horse's anatomy.
Well, the normal anatomy, the fetlock joint, which is the shock absorber of the horse's limb, is held in this 45-degree angle by the sesamoid bone and what we call the suspensory apparatus. When the horse fractures the sesamoid bone, that suspensory apparatus is disabled and the fetlock joint collapses to the ground.
But the breakdown becomes life-threatening when the blood supply is cut off to the leg.
Well, there's only 2 arteries to the lower part of the limb, and most of the time both sesamoid bones are broken when the fetlock joint collapses, as has happened in the 2 recent injuries. When that happens, if both arteries are gone, there's no blood supply to support repair.
At the internationally recognized Marion DuPont Scott Equine Medical Center in Leesburg, Virginia, Dr. Nat White talked about the emotions involved when a horse has to be put down.
It's a very difficult decision for a veterinarian to go and look at a horse and give a suggestion that they be put to sleep or that there's a certain type of surgery that may or may not work. It's not an easy decision, and no one takes this decision lightly at all.
Horses are bred to run. They are naturally competitive in the field and on the racetrack. Dr. Bramlage now shows us the biomechanics of the horse running.
Well, a horse runs on a lead leg in front, meaning that most of the weight comes down, landing on that single limb that carries the horse over stride to stride. That's a very efficient way of moving rapidly, but it puts a lot of load on that lead leg.
That load on just one leg is approximately 10,000 pounds, roughly 10 times the horse's body weight. Even with these anatomical shortcomings, fatal breakdowns are actually very rare. A 19-year study of New York racing revealed that less than 0.2% of the over 400,000 starters suffered a fatal injury. And in the last 2 decades, the progress in reconstructive surgery on the racehorse has turned a 90% mortality rate into a 70% chance of survival.
Well, the principal approach is once the sesamoids are fractured and the support system is destroyed to the back of the ankle, what you have to do is eliminate the need for that support system. So we do it by using bone plates and screws, bringing the ankle back up to its normal position and holding it in that position with internal fixation. That then gives the horse a pain-free limb to walk on.
But the surgery is just the beginning of a recovery process that is much tougher for the equine athlete than it is the human athlete.
These horses are not used to lying down. In fact, they can't lie down for very long. It physiologically is impossible for them to stay down for long periods of time and do well. We can put some of these horses in a sling, and there are instances where that works, but there are, again, different personalities. Some horses won't accept that.
No animal is better cared for than the racehorse. Precautions for their safety include 2 pre-race vet checks. But everyone in this industry is aware that even more needs to be done to protect the equine athlete.
I think that we can look to safer racing, and I think it will take a united effort with the industry to research this problem. Look at the racetracks, look at how the horses run, look at how they're trained, and I think with that kind of information we can reduce these injuries significantly.
I want to thank those who helped us put this feature together. Special recognition to Virginia Tech University, their outstanding Marion DuPont Scott Equine Medical Center. We'll be back with some final notes right after this. Finally, some good news from Texas. This just in, Sam Houston Park has secured $75 million in private high-yield bonds to finance the Class 1 track in Houston. Construction will begin immediately. They hope to open next April. Well, join us next week on the Daily Racing Forum Thoroughbred Digest, our regular Monday time at 6 p.m. Eastern, for the announcement of the first Dogwood Stable Dominion Award to honor an unsung hero in the racing industry. Some 35 nominations have been received. We'll announce the winner here next Monday. Until then, good luck at the races. So long, everyone. The Daily Racing Forum Thoroughbred Digest has been brought to you by America's Turf Authority, the Daily Racing Forum. And by Kingsford Charcoal. Lights faster, cooks longer. Kingsford, the surefire. Ground transportation provided by Thrifty Car Rental. For reservations at over 700 locations worldwide, call Thrifty at 1-800-4CARS. This has been an ESPN Sports presentation in association with Winter Communications.